Last Cloudia community. It's collaboration time. Get ready. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the rerun of the Dr. Stone collab. And for those for the first time in this collab, welcome. You're going to love it. So, we're going to definitely be talking about some interesting things here. I do need to let you guys know that I'm not going to fully cover the three older characters in the Dr. Stone collab. So, if you want to get my first impression on Kohaku, Senku, and Tsukasa, look at my playlist through Last Cloudia for my first and second impression of the Dr. Stone collab. But what I am going to talk about are the updates they did to those three characters, just to get an impression of the update, which I'm actually really glad they did that. And I'm also going to discuss the new character and new arc. We're not going to talk about the old arcs. Again, go back to the older videos if you want to get my first impression on those. Another thing I want to talk about too is the weapon that you get. They did give everybody a reward who reached certain ranks in Arena. So I'm going to talk about just the one thing that you get for getting gold rank 1. So I'm going to talk about that first. And also keep in mind that we cannot currently play in the arena. I guess they're doing some updates. So, we'll just have to wait on that one. So we'll talk about the weapon first. Well, then we'll go over the updates and then actually talk about some new stuff. So let's take a look at my inventory. The weapon I'm looking for right now is the Divine Sword Esterian. Now, this is for those who reached, I believe it's Gold 1 in the normal arena. I don't think this has anything to do with the super arena. But anyone that should reach at least Gold and regular arena will get this. So this is a 6-star sword, no attribute, so it's actually neutral. 212 strength, 30 defense, physical attack damage 12%, crit rate 3%. This is a fantastic weapon. This is the kind of weapon that you would normally be able to get from an arc, like a 6-star SSR arc, basically. Although, with the fact that it has such high strength and good, percentages on, attack damage and crits, you would almost think this was a 7-star item coming from a UR arc. But this is a really, really good weapon to give to just about any sword user you have. Let's say, for example, you have Balin, but you don't have his specific weapon. This is a really good weapon that you can give to him that'll just make him that much better. Or if you pull Kohaku in a current collab, throw this on her. She'll definitely appreciate it. So like I said, this is a really, really strong weapon. So for those of you who do reach the good rankings in the normal arena, you'll definitely be able to use this. It's really good. Good motivation to play in the arena to get that weapon. I didn't even know that was coming. There were other items that you got too, if you got like silver, bronze, and all that, but I'm not really going to go over those. I do believe DK discussed them, so you can check out his video. I think he actually did talk about those. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the updates. So I'm going to go to the news section, and this is specifically the updates on the three older characters. So that's kind of what I want to talk about here. So let me pull up where the update would be. I think I just pull it up here. I'm just going to skip right to it. I'm specifically looking for, and I'm going to do some pulls too. Like, not a whole lot, but a few things. So here we go. So these are the updates that came with the older characters. We'll start with Senku. So the trade update, scientists, we have science magic damage cap 4,000 and continuous recast effect added. So basically, he can cast his spells faster and he gets a damage cap boost. That's pretty strong. When I pulled Senku, one of the things that I noticed is that it was really easy for me to deal quad 9s of damage. I think I even made a joke about him doing his quads. I want to say I did that on one of the older ones, but yeah, it's not that hard to get him up on the damage, so I'm glad they gave him a damage cap increase. I think he really needed that. And then let's see what else he has. Kingdom of Science, power of ally unit, fire, ice, earth, and thunder specials increase. And the maximum power increase will increase from 20% to 25%. So yeah, we're just getting a little bit of a support bonus. So again, Not bad. And this is when he uses a special, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what Kingdom of Science is. I might be wrong on that. But still, worth having. And then continues further. Strength and skills. So Senku's Kitchen, Ramen, and Cola. Effect was made more likely to activate. Okay, so there you go. So you can get it more often. Use a Hira's healing was changed to always restore HP recovery at the start of battle instead of just have a chance to do so. So there you go, some more consistency. Increase the activation probability of MP recovery. So that's pretty good too. And the last thing, he gets a strengthening of resilience or resistance to status elements. So basically, he's now immune to paralysis. So there you go. I'm sorry, silence and paralysis. He's immune to both. So that's good too. He used to just be resistant. So overall, as far as Senku's concerned, the main thing that sticks out to me is his immunity to silence, because he's a spellcaster, and the fact that he gets a damage boost, I think are probably two of the more important things here, because I think that's just literally what he needed to be much better. Not that he was bad to begin with, he was really strong. He's a really, really good support unit. He can do offensive magic, he can do debuffs, and he can do buffs. Not to mention healing as well. He's basically the jack of all trades when it comes to spell casting. So this is one of the reasons why I hyped him so much, and he's still good. I've ran him in tower to get to, the top floors. I've ran him in boss fights. I mean, I've never tested him in arena only because I've only had him awakened to 5 and not 6. So I haven't tried him in arena. I've heard people say he's good in arena. I'm just going to take their word for it. But all around, strong character. Next one is Kohaku. Now, those of you that have been on my friends list for a while know that I've had Kohaku on my friend unit for a long time. It only recently got replaced by Ray. But prior to Divine Beast Ray, I've had Kohaku up for a long time. She has been one of my favorites for a very long time. So let's see how much better they made her, because I can tell you how much I like this character. So, Untamed Intuition is continuous critical effect added, which is nice. And then Companionship, reduce the amount of HP reduction when the effect is activated and increase the amount of HP recovery for all units. So, I like this because the way that it used to be was it took up a lot of her HP, which made her very squishy, hard to keep her alive without, a good healer. Although, when you have all the crits and you're doing, what's it called, Proud Force, that really helped a little bit. But this right here is going to make it to where she actually can take, this ability and not be so vulnerable. So I like the fact that they did that, because that was kind of a weakness for her when she did that ability. And trust me, it happens often. And then the strength and skills, we have physical attacks and special damage plus 10%. Why not? We also have physical attacks and special damage cap 3,000, which she definitely needed a damage cap, because getting her at quad 9s was very easy as well. And then, of course, the last thing for the skills, 20% physical attack damage to enemies during break added. So that's strong too, because she is a breaker. She actually has something in her passives that gives her a break boost as long as her HP is at 50% or higher, if I'm not mistaken. So she does naturally have the ability to break. And I think I added breaker to her just to make it consistent in case, she was low on HP, because that was a thing off and on. But yeah, definitely something that is good for her. And again, the damage cap, very important. Added ability pieces. So basically, when it says ability pieces, they're talking about the actual ability board where you can learn stuff and use your resources to get them. So for those who've had Kohaku for a while, you have 4 things to learn. I had to do that myself. So she has Fighting Spirit up 3, which is strength and HP plus 8%. She has Sword Boost, which is, basically physical type plus 10% with a sword equip. I think she already had Sword High Boost, so I think they're just giving her both now, which, why not? They stack, and why not make her deal more damage? She also has Double Impact, which, we all know that's an old school ability, which is decent. And then we have HP plus 500, because they want to make her survive a little bit better. Because why not? Again, the things to hear that to me is important, I love the Fighting Spirit up. You know, the strength and HP is always welcome. Sword boost is okay. Double impact's okay. The damage cap is very, very important. Her trait to, lower the amount of HP that's deducted is very, very strong too. First, she really needs that. And then the continuous critical effect added. Why not? So, like I said, she's got a lot of boost. And some people might say that she didn't need all this. She was broken as is, and I'm not going to disagree with you there. But since she's one of my favorite characters, I'm not going to complain at all. I'll take it. But yeah, very, very strong. And again, don't forget to learn those 4 abilities, because you go that tree, it's going to be sitting there waiting for you to learn them. And the last person we're going to talk about is Tsukasa. Now, I'm not the expert on Sucrose. I never pulled him. I would recommend reaching out to Mobile Gamers Unite. He loves this character. So, I'm sure he's going to do a video talking about him and the updates. So just kind of be patient while he takes the time to get him. I'm sure he's going to be pulling for him hardcore. We'll see what happens. But basically, he got an update too. So as far as traits, human slayer effects attacks are effective against human types. That's super, super strong. I think the only character that has that to my memory is Del Morto. So to give that to Tsukasa is pretty good. And it makes sense if you've watched the anime. It makes 100% sense. So yeah, he should have had that to begin with. In one blow, critical damage cap plus 5,000. Wow, is all I have to say to that. Seems super good. Well, obviously it is. And then his skills got strengthened. His killer and slayer damage plus 20% added. Ridiculous, as if he needed that. I mean, talk about some PvP potential. And then you have critical impacts, so specials have a chance to deal critical damage. Why not? And then he has physical damage plus 20% added, because why not? So obviously he's a damaging monster. I want to say Mobile Gamers United said he was a breaker too. I might be wrong on that. But again, he just seems like the kind of person that could dominate potentially in the arena. I don't know for sure, because again, I never got him, but seems really good. And then of course you have the ability pieces here. So if you already have them, you may have to go back and learn these 5. He gets resolve up 3, so a boost in defense and mind. So he's tankier is his thing. Royal armor, which basically lowers the chance of crits. Special boost, which makes your slayers and killers so much stronger. He gets HP plus 500. And then HP up piece is recalibrated, so that's increased it by 650 HP worth. So, okay, that's interesting. I guess you have to look at the ability board to see the difference, but wow. So it looks like you got a pretty strong boost as well. Again, I don't know a whole lot about him, but he seems super strong. And I'm surprised I'm not seeing him in arena, but maybe he wasn't that good back then. I don't know. But he seems solid, But again, I'm just going by just, what I heard other people say. I don't know for sure. All right, so one thing I want to do real quick before I talk about the new character, let's see if I can actually pull the new character with a specific ticket I have. Because I actually haven't used my unit ticket yet. I went ahead and cashed it in for the part 1. Just because I do actually want to get Gen. I think he's going to be an interesting character. But I might not get him. If I end up getting a dupe of Kohaku or Senku, I'm not going to be upset, because they're both fantastic and I still use them. And if I happen to get Tsukasa, I'm not going to complain either. No matter which of these 4 that I get, I win. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see which one I get here. So the Dr. Stone unit ticket, part 1. Let's go. And after this, we'll talk about the arc, and then I might do some more pulls. All right, we're going to squad up here. We already know what to expect. We're getting a character for sure. The question is, which one? All right, here we go. And ladies and gentlemen, we have pulled the dupe of Senku. I'll take it. I'll take a duplicate of that guy. Why not? It's going to basically up my SC that I get for him, because we +2. I get another one of those blue diamonds that lets you basically help you awaken characters. Like I said, nothing wrong with it. Like I said, no matter what I pulled, I feel like I win, so no complaints here. We'll do the step up here in a bit. But before we do that, let's talk about the new stuff here. Actually, I was right where I needed to be. Whoops. All right, recommend. We're going to talk about Gen Asakiri. Let's go ahead and see what he's got going on here. Looking at his stats at a first glance, both intelligence and mind over 1100. Very good to see. He's actually immune to both silence and curse, which is really, really good to see as well. He's even got resistance to blind and stun. He's resistant and immune to a lot of things. It's pretty good. Now, his skills are interesting too. His S1 gives you a chance to inflict curse, which is really strong. You definitely want those kind of skills in Arena. Second skill basically gives everybody an SCT of 5 seconds. Recovery after a fixed amount of time. I have no idea what that time is, but I'm going to assume it's good. His S3 basically gives you a chance to give physical damage plus 20% effect to whichever enemy this ability hits. So that's pretty good too. For boss battles, honestly, I would say that'll be really good for. And then his special, which is okay, so this is a spell that a special that reduces each enemy's lowest attribute resistance. Allies recover MP 50 after a fixed amount of time, which we don't know what that time is. Oh, it applies a circle magic that does all that. So that's pretty interesting, I'll say. It might be pretty legit. And then, of course, as far as traits are concerned, he's got Mentalist, which makes sense because he is the Mentalist in the anime. Nullifies Sorcerer, Killer, Slayer effects from enemies. Super strong. When physically attacking, chance to inflict receive damage plus 30% debuff to enemies. So basically it makes the enemy take more damage. And then frontal attacks become attacks from behind, which means he's going to be dealing extra damage just in general. So that's pretty cool. This is for physical attacks. I don't think that works for spells. So basically you can build them for both physical and magic, it seems. But being able to nullify Slayer effects is so good. He is a sorcerer, by the way. I didn't mention that earlier, so that's why that actually makes sense and is good for him. Also, he has another trait, the Silver Tongue at the battle start and when near death, so at 2 different times, give all allies but the unit physical attack damage 25%, science magic damage 25%, and more likely to be targeted by enemies. So there you go. So basically, he gives all those 3 abilities to everyone else. That basically makes it to where he won't be targeted as much. But that's a good thing because you want him to kind of not get hit and stay alive and everything. So this is pretty good. You know, we want the boost. You're probably going to have Synchro on your team so he can get his science magic up, which will help you get to that damage cap. So really good support there. And you know me, I like support characters, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you are like, of course I'm going to like this. Let's take a look at his skills. So some of his abilities you can learn through the some of the science arcs, but we'll go over some of these. Glass Record restores HP to everyone and SCT. It's a lot of MP, but it gives you a lot of stuff. Super Bad Chemical is basically a debuff of strength and intelligence by 25%. The Super Bad Chemical does it for defense and mind, 25%. And Extremely Bad Chemical reduces attribute resistance for everybody, so it's like a Giga Week, if you will, which is good. He goes with MP up max, crits 2 and 3, and Proud Force. So he's got a decent crit package. Fake Blood Pack Guard, chance to reduce receive damage to 0. That's pretty strong, but of course we don't know what the percentage is there, but that's still pretty good. He even has illusion, so he's not going to get hit as much. We have auto barrier, auto haste, because why not? Non-attribute attack raise 2 with non-attribute critical rise. That's super strong. He is a neutral, apparently, attacker when it comes to physicals, so that's good. He has Goddess Kiss. He's got Surprise Attack, Backstab, which will always proc, by the way, because with both Surprise Attack and Backstab, these are both like behind type attacks, but since he can naturally do it even when he's on front, it's going to be extra damage is what this is guaranteed. Very good to have. Reverse Cross also gives you extra crit. And, physical attacks from behind, crit rate plus 5% and crit power plus 50%. So you're always going to get Reverse Cross as well, always. Clothing High Boost, because why not? I actually like these kind of boosts because I actually equip them to a lot of my physical DPSs that I don't dual wield with, like Balin. Always good to have some more damage and damage reduction. Crit trigger, which is good. Decoy, drink of cola. So with a drink of cola, occasionally recover HP and MP just randomly. Why not? False report when an ally is incapacitated. Strength minus 35% and mind minus 35% debuff to the boss monster only while unit is alive. Wait. So when he's dead, inflict a 35% debuff to the boss monster only while unit is alive. Oh, when an ally is incapacitated. That's what I'm not looking at. So if the boss kills one of your allies, not him, but one of your allies, he debuffs him. That's pretty strong actually. That's super duper strong. So obviously you can tell he's a boss killer, which makes sense. Or he's good to help against bosses. Weapon tampering, battle start inflicts strength minus 20% and crit rate minus 20% debuff on all enemies. Wow, why not? And then sleight of hand when physically attacking, chance to flip enemy strength, intelligence, defense, and mind buffs to debuffs. So you know how in the beginning everybody has like fast vacation and stuff like that? Well, all those buffs in the beginning are going to become debuffs. That's super strong. Wow. So yeah, this character is going to be really really good in probably everything. I mean, he might be good in arena. It sounds like it, but I guess it's going to take some testing. He's definitely going to be good against boss battles. I mean, he's got quite a few moves that can deal with bosses, and I'm pretty confident you'll want him in tower. And the fact that he's a neutral base attacker means that he's going to be dealing damage straight up. He's a physical attacker that does debuffs, is what it boils down to. Because again, a lot of the spells that you're looking at are not offensive spells. They're literally debuffs. That's what this guy does. So overall, I think this is a really good character. You know what I mean? So if you pull him, congratulations. That's good for you. He's definitely going to help the squad. I would recommend equipping, Thaumaturgy Ring if you got that arc that gives it to you. I would consider phase change if you're into that. I would definitely say do the non-attribute attack raise 1 since he already has 2 and a crit rise. So again, he's going to be a really really solid unit to use, just doing physical attacks and debuffing. I'm all about debuffers. I love that stuff. So I just love support characters in general. So I'll back him up. Really really good character. Let's talk about the Empire of Might. So the attribute stage during dark physical attacks, crit rate 3% and break 50 plus 50%. And in killer slayer damage to stone enemies plus 100%. Receive critical damage minus 30%. And if received damage is dark attribute, then damage further reduced by another 30%. So that's pretty strong. Again, this is mainly for anyone that can do dark damage. I believe Sucrose might be a dark element. I don't remember exactly. And there are others too that can use it as well. So, I think this is actually a pretty good arc to give to a very specific type of character. And I think you're going to go a long way with this. So that's good already. And then, of course, you can learn Pride, attack up 3, spear boost, Canryu spear style, which is when a spear is equipped, physical damage plus 15% and chance to nullify enemy guard. So it's pretty good. You got Empire of Might, physical damage increased per enemy, so 5% per enemy, up to 30% max. This is something that might be good for very specific things like tower. And then, of course, you have Dark Critical Rise, which is the main thing you want to learn. Crit rate of dark attacks plus 5% with crit power plus 50%. You want this for your dark physical attacker. I don't really use any dark physical attackers myself. Most of the ones that I do have are not the greatest, which I believe is Soul Reaper Melza, and I'm not even sure if I have another one. Oh yeah, I got that, I do have one more. He's that knight in the black armor. I just forgot the name. But actually, it'd be pretty good for him now that I think about it. He'd probably like this. He doesn't do any of the spear stuff, but I think the Dark Critical Rise will be good for him in general. So there you go. And then the last thing we need to look at for this arc is the Ether Reward Statues of the Mighty. So we got an accessory, 6 stars, 71 strength, battle start intelligence minus 5%, add subtracted amount times 3 to your strength. Wow, is all I have to say to that. This is super strong, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of the buffs that we get that make you subtract something to get in extra strength bonuses usually lower your defense or your mind or both. The fact that the only thing that you're losing is your intelligence means that you're losing no defense whatsoever to increase your offense. So giving this to someone that, is primarily going to be your physical attacker is just going to make you so much better. You're going to be dealing so much damage, reaching that damage cap that that particular character has. If I were to pull this arc, and I would definitely get the ether reward in a hurry. I would do that immediately. I've already got, I think, 19 Ethereum, maybe 20 by now, I'm not sure. So I would 100% be dumping my Ethereum on this. That's how good this is. This is a fantastic accessory, by the way. This is something I would probably expect maybe like in a weapon, but an accessory. You're getting a strength bonus and you're getting a natural strength increase. And then on top of that, you're getting like so much more. This is really good for an accessory. Yeah, that's super good. I like it. Oh, you also get wind resistance plus 10, and then you get resistance to stun and curse, which is what you need for a physical DPS. So that's perfect. That's really good. I like this particular thing. So this overall makes his arc pretty good. It has a good attribute. You can learn some really good abilities, and you have a really, really strong ether reward accessory. There's nothing about this thing that I can say is bad. This is just super, super good. You want this. I might be more excited about the arc than I am the character, which is fine. I mean, the character is great, so the fact that I'm praising the arc more just means it's something special. So let's go ahead and do the step up. I personally am not going to really go super hard on this banner because I'm trying to actually save gems for Shift Kyle whenever that happens. But I don't mind spending a little bit on this banner because I do actually like Dr. Stone. I like the anime. And I do want to support the devs a little bit, so I'll throw them a little money and get that done. All right, so what do we got on the support here? We're starting to go with an SR. We've got 2 people running with us. So let's see what happens. We got most of the squad. Theory is just taking a break. But we're getting nowhere. That's all right. I'll take the what you call it, Crimson Wars. Why not? You can never have too many Crimson Wars. You can never have too many. All right, step 2. Let's see what we can do here. All right, we're starting off with a blue. Oh, no love. We've got no backup, no lesser support. Although we are getting some scenes here, 3 scenes, so that might mean something. It means a yellow. There you go. And that's all we're getting. We're getting crimson ores. That's what our prize is. I'll take those ores. All right. I'm also debating using some of this paid stuff to maybe save up to get Kohaku's knives, because back then I wasn't super hard on getting paid weapons or accessories. But now that I am, I might consider throwing a little bit. I don't want to, but we'll see. I do and I don't. So we've got the ladies with us. It is ladies' night with an SR starter. Let's get in there. Let's see if we can get the women to get in there to do what the men could not do. We get it to SSR. Oh, shout out to the ladies. Oh, it is a character. Let it be one of the new ones. Let's get Gen. Let's make it happen. Or Sukasa. Let's see what happens. Oh, we did not get what we want at all. Oh, man. Well, that's okay. You know what? I can take the extra little gem to help awaken more people, so that's cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. Debating if we want to continue. No, because that's going to cost 3,000 paid gems, and I don't want to spend it on here. I'm not going to do it. If I decide to get Kohaku's knives, I will later on off screen, but right now, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to cut my losses for the moment. But overall, this is a really good collab. You got some really strong characters. Even the older characters have been made much stronger than they were. Not that they needed the buff, by the way, but they're now super relevant as far as, compared to other characters, I still believe that these characters are still relevant. They are still going to be comparable to other types of the same. For example, you could still compare Kohaku to, like, I don't know, the new what's her name, Lilibet. You can compare the two; they're both pretty good. I think that Kohaku's faster. I mean, her speed is just almost unmatched by anyone else. I mean, she's that fast. She's still a damage queen. She's super good. And like I said, Senku, he's a great support character that can do offensive magic. I mean, you don't find, because a lot of the support magic people or the support people that we have mainly do, like, you know, their defensive buffs, their offensive buffs, but they don't really actually have offensive magic. So that's where Senku kind of, you know, establishes the fact that, yeah, he still means something. He's still good. I can buff, I can debuff, I can heal, and I can deal damage. Lots of damage. So these characters are super duper relevant. And I'm sure anyone that's a Tsukasa fan will probably be able to tell you why they're still relevant compared to the other characters that are like them. So yeah, if you get these characters, be happy, be grateful. These are some of the best collab. Actually, almost all the collab units are super strong. They just made them much better and much more relevant. So yeah, just like I said, just be grateful. Let's do one more thing. I guess we can talk about the paid weapon for Gen, or paid item, whatever it is. So let's take a look at the trading space. Take a look at the credentials. And we're specifically just going to talk about Gen stuff. So, this is the Magic Psychology. This is an accessory that is 5 stars, intelligence plus 30, MP 40, mind 30, continuous aura effect, physical and magical crit, attack damage cap plus 1,000. So, that's pretty good. And again, this is for physical and magical. So if you do build him as a mage, you will still get some good bonuses. So there's definitely nothing wrong with that. If you decide to go physical and you do a thaumaturgy ring, this will still be relevant for you. Because like I said, you're getting a boost of damage cap regardless of how you're attacking. The continuous aura effect kind of makes you lean more towards casting spells. But again, if you're running phase change at the thaumaturgy ring, that changes how you can use them. So really, it's up to you how you want to build it. Overall, it's still a good item no matter which way you're going. The next one is the purple kimono, which he is definitely well known for. It is a clothing of 5 stars that has 52 intelligence, defense 108, mind 81, continuous protection effect. Spellcasters will not be interrupted by most attacks. So again, this is leaning you more towards, you know, the magic, but the magic casting is really, again, as far as how he's built, is more for the support magic, but you can go offensive if you want. But yeah, that's pretty good. He also gets the resistance to dark plus 10 and resistance to illness, because why not? So overall, these are decent items. If I were to tell you which one to pick of these two, let's say you actually want to, you know, get one but not the other, I would probably recommend the Magic Psychology. I actually do like the damage cap bonus that you can get. You're still getting a good intelligence bonus. You're still getting some MP to help feed you being able to continuously cast spells, especially in the long fights. So I think that this is better, not by a whole lot. I'm not saying that this wins by a landslide. The clothing is pretty good. You get some good buffs and defense in mind, and you're still getting an intelligence bump. So this barely beats this out, in my opinion. But I mean, you can't really go wrong no matter which one of these two that you pick. Now, there's other items for other people, like the Twisted Handband. That's going to be for Chrome. We're not going to talk about that yet. We're not going to discuss Chrome at all, at least here, until he gets officially released. Then I will talk about Chrome, and I'll talk about the accessories with him at that time. So we'll kind of hold off on that for now. I'm not really going to go over the older stuff for the older characters because, again, you know, we've already talked about the older characters before. I'm not sure if I even talked about the items, but I'm not going to drag the video any longer. I know I talk forever. So just to cut it short here, we'll talk about stuff later. Again, thank you everyone for taking the time to listen to me rant about how much I love this game and these characters. I hope that you're enjoying this event. Please continue to do the best you can to play the event. Keep in mind that in this event, you don't have to spend your orbs at all. This is all free. So just keep playing and playing and playing. They actually made it easier to actually make stuff. So if you go to the lab and you go to craft and stuff like that, it'll actually show you like how to get everything that you need depending on what you want. Please remember that there are down arrows to show you what specific items you need. And if you click the magnifying glass, those show you where to go to get the items you're looking for to craft all this stuff. They made it a lot easier to see. There's also the shared rewards. So when you make your sulfur drugs and your gunpowders, we can eventually all earn stuff together. So feel free to do that. Like I said, overall, you got a whole lot to do. Don't forget your tours as well. This will also help you get more materials for crafting. So be sure to do all that too. This is a free way to level up characters. You do get bonuses for using the Dr. Stone collab units in the tours, so be sure to do that. You can, again, free level ups on lower level characters or an arcs you're trying to get more ether for. So, like I said, just take advantage of all these freebies you're getting. Because that's literally what this event is just a ton of freebies. It's just a matter of you deciding where you want to go and how you want to do it. And of course, just make at least one of everything so you can get the rewards for them. But yeah, that's going to be it this time. Again, thank you for listening. We'll see you on the next episode when Chrome comes out. Until then, keep gaming and take care, everyone. Later.